What else does Polycarp tell us about God? Well, God is enthroned in heaven. In chapter 2, verse 1, Polycarp says, believing in the one who raised our Lord Jesus Christ from the dead and gave him glory and a throne at his right hand. That's a very interesting passage. We need to unpack that a little bit. So we can see here that God is enthroned. He is portrayed as enthroned, and this obviously is drawing on Psalm 110, verse 1, the most famous Old Testament passage that is quoted or alluded to in the New Testament more than any other Old Testament passage. And we can see that Polycarp's theology of the way that God has highly empowered and exalted Jesus includes God giving Jesus glory, which of course indicates that God has highly exalted Jesus. But we also notice the language here that God gave Jesus a throne. God gave Jesus a throne. This, of course, is that throne at the right hand of God, according to Psalm 110, verse 1. Yahweh says to my Lord, sit at my right hand. But God gave that throne to Jesus. This tells us something very interesting about Christology. We'll talk about Christology a little bit later, but we can't help but notice that Jesus did not already possess this throne. Jesus didn't leave his eternal throne in heaven to come down to earth and become incarnate. He possessed no such throne. He never had it. God gave it to him after Jesus was raised from the dead, and he was exalted to heaven, and God gave him glory, and God gave the throne to Jesus. Jesus only is able to sit on a throne because God has allowed it and given Jesus that position. That's a very interesting Christological point. That's how Polycarp understood Psalm 110, verse 1.